Knock on that 200 a little bit.
Okay.
Nut Fancy project out in the desert testing today. Tactical doodle. All hits, hang on a sec. What you're looking at is what some tactical elitists might call a hobby AR-15. You ever heard that term?
All the time.
It's been out for a number of years. It was, I think, pretty much a made-up term by some tactical instructors. I ran into it in the early 2000s, and I kind of, in some small way, signed off on it before I did the Nut Fancy project. I thought that building an AR-15 of your own design, your own making, just putting together the components that you want, might be a recipe for unreliability, lack of accuracy, lack of durability, and maybe lack of cool factor. But fast forward to the Nut Fancy project. Started posting videos in 2008, and so what do? Well, we first off build our own ARs, just like this one. Granted, this one came later, but we had some other AR-15s we built, and what do you know? They worked great. There's one of them right there. There's the beast. Is that what you're calling this? The bastard.
It's the bastard.
The bastard. This is a hodgepodge of parts that we had. It's an Axis receiver, cobbled together with a Troy
CDW stock.
Yep. Alpha rail.
Black hole weaponry, I think. Barrel on it.
Black rain.
Yeah.
Weaponry.
It was all the stuff that Fancy didn't like that much that I kept kind of ferreting away until I put it together, and you know, it ended up being pretty cool.
And I ended up reviewing this separately. It turned out so excellent, and this really kind of is the point of the whole video. So we have high quality manufacturers making parts not to a price point, we'll hit on that again, that when they're put together it results into something special, true or false.
Yeah.
100% reliable with brass, with steel, extremely accurate. That black rain barrel is really excellent. I talked about it in the review. And yet it's a hobby AR-15. It shouldn't be that good.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about the genesis of where that term came from, of why it's out there on the internet, why so many are honestly tricked by it. They're deceived by the term hobby AR-15. That's the purpose of this video. Here's a hobby AR-15 SPR upper I put together. Right? I mean, most components have been swapped out from when I first got it. Now, right now it's wearing a BCM handguard, my choice of muzzle device, really nice barrel on it. There's a non-hobby AR-15, a premium quality, very excellent by the way, POF Renegade Plus Gen 4. I just got done reviewing that, and it's an awesome gun. The first takeaway you need to know about this video is that we're not diminishing shelf-bought AR-15s. There's many, many great ones. What we're doing is defending and debunking the term hobby AR-15. We're debunking it. You have to understand the advertising, the marketing that goes behind the scenes that most gun owners don't know. Now, I have talked about this a little bit, but here it goes again. So if Range A, running a tactical course, can convince his students that bringing their hobby AR-15s is idiotic, will cause problems, they'll break down, you're going to stop the course, it's embarrassing, and only real operators buy a store-bought premium quality AR-15 of such and such brand, then they win because they're in a marketing agreement with that AR-15 manufacturer and they get a kickback.
Yeah, you get $200 off if you buy it at my course. It's the only place you can get it, man. It's a sweet price.
It might be a special edition from that course.
Yeah.
So you're saying they'll get money from the manufacturer? Yeah. It could be support. They could supply the gun range with free guns. So if they say, hey, you know, you need to buy this AR, have a premium quality, and they're not always pushing to sell AR-15s to their students, but I do hear a lot of talk, or I did when I went to the forums in the early 2000s about, you're an idiot if you have a hobby AR-15.
Yeah.
They do nothing but break and fail.
Don't show up with the Smith & Wesson, man. Don't, and it's always horror
stories. Or
stories.
Rock River.
Yeah, Rock River was huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure Delton's in there now.
And the point is they don't have an agreement with said manufacturer, so they're not going to promote it. They're going to promote their premium direct gas impingement gun for $2,500. They expect you to buy. That is the only go-to-war option. That's the point. That's the only go-to-war option. Check this out, though. This is the first thing I'm going to debunk. When you get a so-called AR-15 that's go-to-war ready, whatever, I don't even want to show it off because I love that gun.
Yeah.
It is so freaking squared away. But let's just say you get this gun. Oftentimes it's built again to a price point. Do you know the quality of barrel they're putting on? Usually they'll advertise it, but sometimes I've shot some pretty premium quality AR-15s, and I will knock on a brand, CAC. I brought CAC out here and it shot horribly. And yet it's one of those brands that is highly touted that, hey, it's go-to-war ready, it's awesome. And the excuse patrol showed up in that video is like, hey, review the latest generation, which, okay.
Yeah.
But it's still a CAC, it's still a $2,500 DI AR, it should shoot good. It shot 3 MOA. And that's my point, is that what kind of barrel do they put on there? When you build your AR-15, you're in charge of the barrel. You're in charge of the handguard. You're in charge of the BCG, the trigger, the furniture, the buffer tube, everything. And these are not built to a price point because they have to stand alone. There's nowhere to hide. When BCM sells this barrel, where are they going to hide? If it doesn't perform, do you think the word would get out?
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas if it's in the middle of a gun somewhere floating around, maybe someone would say, well, is it the barrel? Is there looseness between the upper and lower receiver? There's a lot more variables. Get it?
Yeah.
So when you build a gun to a price point, you may or may not get what you think you're getting. I think in most cases you do.
Yeah.
But sometimes you don't. And a so-called hobby AR-15, who's the quality control manager, Doodle?
If whoever's building it.
That's right, you are. You're making the financial decisions. Hey, I want this thing to shoot MOA. Roger that. Buy an expensive barrel that shoots with a good reputation, like on this one. This is a half MOA gun. This is a lightweight upper on it.
Yeah.
The best AR-15 we have in inventory, the one that excites us the most, you're looking at it, is our SPR CQB build.
Yeah. It should be telling that today you had to do some AR-15 footage. And what did you bring?
My favorite.
Granted, the bastard is mine taking mine along, but it performs.
Crank some more rounds, man. Hit that 200. We'll intersperse this infield video with some shooting against steel. Guess how many times this gun has failed with steel ammunition, with brass? It has about 2,000 rounds through both uppers now. 0. Not one stoppage. Not one parts breakage. How do you like that Holosun?
It's awesome.
Wicked. We got it in manual mode now. That's good.
Okay.
Does that make you happy when you shoot it?
Yeah.
And look, we got our own charging handle on it. I think that's an Axis charging handle. Hobby AR-15s can be just as reliable, just as accurate, just as durable as a single manufactured AR-15. That's the takeaway. Don't believe anymore the term hobby AR-15. There's usually a surreptitious motive that is thrown out there, and it's from the tactical elitist community. These are the guys I've kind of always been at odds with. They say things that just are not true, and I call them out, just like this. Because by their philosophy, this should be a piece of crap, true or false.
Yeah.
I mean, they'll say, well, you're using really good components and other guys don't. Well, okay, I'll give you that. That's true. But it's still a user-built, user-put-together AR-15. So the moniker hobby AR-15 could apply, and yet it freaking rules. Put that SPR upper on it, dude. I think I got... I don't have a push pin thing with me.
That should come out pretty easy.
Here, use the tip of this, dude. Right here. That'll push it out.
Yeah.
Necessity is the mother of invention. This is another thing I love about putting your own AR together. which is pretty excellent. You configure it exactly the way you want it, and then you have, in this case, 2 guns in one. So we have a CQB upper with a BCM enhanced lightweight barrel, and now we're getting ready to push pin on it the SPR upper, if Doodle can figure it out.
Let's just resist. I don't want to.
Did you unload the round in the chamber first?
Yeah. Let's see.
Cool. So basically we have 2 guns in one, all user built. It kind of surprises me that manufacturers don't have this combo ready to go. Maybe from this video they will. Whatever manufacturer, POF, probably be a higher end company that would do it. BCM. So you buy the gun, but you get 2 uppers with it ready to go. It's going to be expensive.
Yeah.
That'd probably be like a $3,000 proposition. But now we're ready to range out to 700 yards with this sucker. We're shooting 55s in it now, not 77s, and that's what it's zeroed for the Soldier Boy drill. But you talk about an exciting gun system, amazing. Okay, hit it. What would you rather have? A purchased AR or build one to your exact specifications?
Build it. Because then you don't end up with a pile of parts you don't want.
There's
You know,
another thing.
The basic bare bones stock they bought for $3 or whatever, and you can't sell it, you don't want to use it, it's just sitting there making you feel wasteful every time you walk by that little pile of garbage.
How many times have we gone through that?
Way too many.
So many times, because the handguard sucks, the pistol grip sucks.
Yeah.
Just like you, we have our preferences, and you're looking at what we like.
Yeah.
MFT, Magpul, in this case a BCM front handguard. Midway makes some really good ones too. That thing should be jamming any second now. It's just a matter of time. I'm being sarcastic.
Oh, I won that one.
Hit. That's good, brother. So, hobby AR-15, I'm just going to basically cancel that term out. You're not going to hear me say it anymore, except unless I'm being sarcastic. It's just a term come up with to describe and actually diminish user-built guns so they can sell other guns.
Well, it's a marketing buzzword. And gun shooting is simple at its core. And part of the advertising machine behind the firearms industry wants you to believe that ARs are super complex, that everything in here is rocket science, and no one can possibly do it on their own without super professionals that have been doing it, you know, who knows, since the 80s, you know. They try to build complexity into it to make more business for themselves. Because why would you go to a school if you could learn how to shoot? Why would you buy a $2,500 DI, you know, M4 copy when you could build one for yourself for freaking half the cost? Why do that? So you throw around terms like that, so when people get it or they show up with one, hey, what were you gonna bring? Oh, this is my, yeah, it's my hobby AR. You know, then you spring for one. That's not saying the expensive stuff is bad, but it's just saying you gotta be realistic about this marketing when you go in and try to make a purchase decision. Because, dude, I mean...
A DI AR-15 is indeed simple. If you just follow some basic things, it's really easy to put together. If you have some quality components, it's really easy to get, these days, with the quality that's out there, a reliable gun.
I slapped that one together out of parts one afternoon because I
shoot that so they can see it in action. It's not sighted in.
It's not sighted in. This will be the first time since it got coated too.
He just coated the bastard last night in burnt bronze.
Yeah.
That's a thumbnail right there. That's a cool thumbnail.
It's cool. I put it together and he came back from the range one time and said, dude, that thing shoots awesome.
It did.
And I was like, I didn't tell him it was a test build. It wasn't like totally fine. I was just putting stuff together going, okay, yeah, that looks about right. Yeah, you know, put that in, I'd been disassembling these for a while with them, so kind of put it together by memory. Shot flawless. I don't think I ever told you that.
You told me that.
I did? That was funny.
Yeah, I knew that was just like a project gun, and yeah. I had no intention of reviewing it. I was like, but then when I shot it, I fell in love with it.
Yeah.
Once again, you see as breaking the hobby AR-15 mold. Because this wasn't even a planned build. It was an accidental build, and it still turned out awesome.
Where do you get something like this?
Where would you?
Yeah.
Oh, anybody could build that.
Well, show me the off-the-shelf one. I want something with these features.
Yeah, there's some that have this. The PDW. That brake is freaking loud, though.
Is it?
He's not going to hit because it's not zeroed in. So just give us some rapid fire so we can watch this thing jam and make fun of it.
It may jam. This is the first round since I put it back together.
I bet you it doesn't. Crank it. Let's go. Rapid fire.
Why do it off the sticks?
Here, you film. I'll do it. My trigger finger's faster than yours. Keep it going. This is just a reliability test. It should be jamming any second now.
Any second.
I actually think I hit that.
You totally did.
There you go. So I'm not going to tell you that every user built AR-15 is going to be awesome. It's not. But I think if guys put it together smart, they use quality, well-proven components, it's really actually harder to screw up than it is harder to achieve success. Don't you think, Doodle?
Yeah. People love sharing stories. Yeah, I was shooting with a friend. He brought his Franken AR, his hobby gun out, and man, it was a mess. I've never seen that.
I have seen it.
How? How do you, like,
I went to Let's and that guy had that big heavy AR. It was not doing well.
Like, I guess if you don't put in your gas tube right or something, maybe that, I don't know.
That's our battery of our camera that totally fell apart out here.
And that's a home paint job too.
Huh?
That was Cerakoted by us. Well, by me.
Yep, he just got done with this last night. So, hobby AR-15s suck? Not really. Not really. They're pretty awesome these days. And they can compete with excellent off-the-shelf guns like this POF all day long. What I want to hear from is guys in the comments that went to a tactical carbine course with their built AR.
Yeah.
And I want to hear that it did well. And both guns can fail. So I'm not sitting here saying, oh, you're going to put together an AR. Yeah. You can have failures. It's a mechanical device. An off-the-shelf can fail and a built gun can fail. Yeah, the thing is I just don't buy the AE approach that they suck and that if you build one, you're a doofus. Nutnfancy project. We got to get to testing. Thanks for watching. And enjoy your own user-built AR-15 with confidence. Over and out.